Hello artists! Today you are going to be learning about how to take your printing plate that you made, right? And now how to get a print, how to make that a print. All right, so there's a few things you're going to need. The first thing you're going to need is your printing plate that you've already done on your styrofoam. You're going to need this. This is called a brayer. The brayer is the rolling thing that goes back and forth. It's what's going to get your ink on your plate. And you will need your final piece of paper. You will need a pencil. You will also need a plate. And you might need a spoon. And then you will need a messy mat. All right, so let's take a look here. There we go. All right, so I kind of have my setup here. I have my messy mat. I have my brayer sitting next to me. I have my plate up here. I also have the printing ink right here. Miss Dusick's going to help you with the printing ink and getting that out. So when I have my setup, then what I want to do is I want to make sure that I get my name on my final piece of paper. I want to make sure I get my name on it. I want to make sure I do that first because otherwise the front will be wet. Flip it over so I cannot see my name. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my plate on my messy mat. I'm going to go ahead and get that all ready. Printing, once you start it, you actually want to be pretty quick about it because the ink does dry. It dries really, really fast. So once I'm ready for my ink, I'm going to ask Miss Dusick for help getting my ink out. And Miss Dusick's going to put it in a line, kind of like this at the top of my plate. All right, just a little bit to start with. I think I might need a little bit more. All right, if my ink is pretty runny, then what I might need to do is I might need to mix it around a little bit with my spoon, but I think my ink's doing pretty well. I'm going to check it out. Oh, it's a little running at the top. So I'm just going to mix it around and make sure it's nice and mixed up. Then I'm going to leave my spoon right up there. With my brayer, what I'm going to do on my plate is I'm going to bring my ink down from my line. And I'm going to kind of run it back and forth. I want it to be nice and evenly coating my brayer. And I can kind of hear a sticking sound a little bit. I want to just make sure that I get nice coverage. Now from here, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and let's pull you guys a little bit closer here. Here we go. I want to go ahead and put it on my plate here. So I'm just going to run it back and forth here. I feel like I need more ink right here. So I'm going to go ahead and run my brayer through my ink again. Make sure I'm getting it all over my brayer. And then again, I'm going to make sure that I get nice coverage on my plate. I can kind of go back and forth. Notice I'm not going like this over my plate. Instead, I'm just doing one roll up or one roll to one side or the other. I think I'm going to put a little bit more ink on my plate. It seems kind of thirsty today. It's sucking up all that ink. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my brayer right down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my plate and put it on my paper. And I want to try to line it up as best I can. When I get to this point, I'm going to use all my strength. I'm going to push down and I'm going to kind of rub it in with my hand. I'm going to rub it in. I want to make sure that I like to put my one hand here while I'm rubbing. I want to make sure to get the corners really, really well and the sides really, really well. And I'm just going to kind of rub it. This does get kind of messy, and that's okay. That's okay. It's all washable. And then I want to go ahead and do the other side. I want to make sure that I rub it down really, really, really well. I'm using the side of my hand But I want to make sure that I get that middle area pretty well. Just like that. Then when I feel like I have transferred the ink over to my piece of paper, I feel like it might be enough. I'm going to go ahead and take it off just like that. And I notice I'm going to need to try this again, that some of my ink didn't get quite everywhere that I wanted it to be. So I would just need to try it again. I would wash off my printing plate and dry it, and then get a new piece of paper and try it again. Happy creating!